we were talking about how hard you had to work, and you said you farmed,
Yeah,
you done the sewing and the cooking. Now, uh, when you got sick or your boy got sick, did you ever use any of the herb medicine?
no. He went to Winston-Salem Hospital, and I went to West Jefferson.
When you had your heart attack.
Uh-huh.
Well, when he was growing up, did you ever have to use any catnip tea or pennyroyal tea or anything like that?
We made pennyroyal tea for cold in the wintertime.
Mm.
But catnip tea, I don't know much.
You've not used that?
No, mother gave it to the little babies.
Oh, yeah. Make them rest.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any others that you used?
Did you ever make any bitters in the spring out of?
Yeah, burdock and yellow dock and dandelion and wild cherry bark. Mix it all up together and make bitters for your blood.
You take wild cherry bark and what else?
Murdoch.
Burdock. And yellow dock. You know, there's two kinds of dock.
Yeah, the yellow.
It's yellow dock and burdock.
And the dandelion.
Dandelion.
Was it what part of the dandelion did you use? The
root.
The root of all of them?
The root.
And what did you do? Boil the water?
No, but in a half-a-gallon can of cold water. Make that much, half-a-gallon can of cold water. Let it sit overnight.
Is that right? And that was good for your blood?
Mm-hmm. As to improve your blood.
Mm.
How did it taste?
Well, it's not so awful bad. It's not good.
Well, what did you do?
Huh?
Did you just go gather the roots of the burdock and the yellow dock and the dandelion
and the wild cherry bark and
wash
it right clean and split it up with a knife, right? You know, fine. Mm-hmm. And put it in a can and fill it up with cold water and drink you about half a glass full of it of a morning.
Well, did it make you feel better after a while?
Yes, everybody then used it back then. It's hardly ever anybody sick.
Is that right?
They never know. You hardly ever hear tell of anybody having a stroke, did you?
Guess not.
Well,
no, it purifies your blood.
I see. I guess if everybody was using it, it must have been pretty good. Is there any other remedies you had?
No.
Did you ever make any sassafras tea?
Mm-mm. Never did. Robert went somewhere to eat his dinner, and they had sassafras tea. He said it was good.
Yes, sassafras tea. I guess it's used some yet today. You know, I think they even sell it in some of the stores. You know, the bars.
Lord, I ain't seen a thing.
Well, I guess catnip.
Yeah, there's catnip, mint, Doug cohosh roots.
What? Cohosh.
Cohosh and pea beadwood bark and
elderberry. Did you gather elderberry?
Yeah. Everything they bought.
Mayapple root.
Dug them in every day.
Did you ever have to drink any bone tea?
I never took no. People used to drink it for cold, didn't they?
I think they did.
Make boneset tea and drink it for cold.
And what's some of the other herbs? Can you remember any of the other? Did you peel wild cherries trees for the bark? Did you ever sell them wild cherry bark?
They'd skin beadwood. We'd cut hit the poles and skin the bark and sell the bark. It wasn't worth much, though. Nothing hardly.
Did you have to dry it first?
Mm-hmm. You dried it. It didn't take it but a little while to dry, though. Just spread it out in the wind and soon dry. Break all the pieces.
Oh, what about ginseng, or they used to call it sang, didn't they? Did you ever gather any of that?
Found a few bunches, never could find much. It's scarce stuff.
How did you make your money? Was it in trading cattle, or did you have that much money to make?
No. Just to get out and get it up anyway we could get $1.
Did you work for anyone else? Did you have time?
We got all the work we could get when we wasn't at home helping the farmers. Worked on the farm.
Do you remember when you worked on a farm? Do you remember what they paid you for hoeing corn all day, or?
I think about 50 cents a day was all I wanted to pay. I never did work for it though. Worked for $1. $1 a day's all we could get on the farm. But lots of people work for 50 cents.
Did you ever stay in the home with anyone, when they were sick, or did you?
Stayed with Walter Dixon 2 weeks one time is all I ever stayed away from home. I wouldn't hire around at all.
You had all that at home you wanted, didn't you?
Well, we stayed somewhere all the time, somebody running every day or two. Told the lights didn't come if he wanted his work done to do it himself. Walter Dixon, he had took care of his wife 2 weeks. He come back again. I told him I had something to do at home. Said we're going to help him stay as the winter. He's a drummer. I says, I don't have to. I said, if you want your work done, do it yourself. I got to get to do it.
Had you rather work outside or inside?
Well, I get tired both ways. You get tired of working outside and you get tired of working inside.
Yeah, that's true.
Had to work both places.
It was just work, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But if you could have had your choice and just done one of them, or if you could have had your choice and just work outside or just inside, not have to do both, which would you do?
Well, I'd take outside. There's so confounded much to do inside.
You never get it done, do you?
No, to do over and over too much.
Now you don't use an electric stove to cook on, or you don't have electricity, do you?
No.
Do you think it would be easier for you if you had it, or do you want it?
I can't afford it.
Oh, is that it? So you have to still get your wood in. Does your son?
When you're left with nothing and have all the debts to pay, you can't have much. And just one woman and no man person to do nothing.
That's true.
I tell you, you can't make much.
No. You mentioned you had a heart attack.
Ma'am?
You said you had a heart attack a few years ago. You went up to the Ash Hospital for 6 weeks. Is that right?
I had to stay there 6 weeks.
And how long was your boy in the Winston Hospital when he got hurt?
I don't remember how long it was.
Did he get back before you did or after you did?
No, he got out of the hospital. He was transferred. He stayed at Winston, I guess 30 days or more. And he found out I was in the Ash Hospital and he wanted to be transferred up there. He was transferred up there and he stayed about a month. And one of his cousins, the bill was so much and so high, and both of us in there, he come and got him and kept him till he got able to come home. Gene Barker.
That was a bad year for you, wasn't it?
Oh, gosh. Took all we had. We was living pretty good and had a pretty bunch of cattle and stuff, and it just all had to give up everything I had. It cost him $3,000, cost me down there, me and him both, at Winston. And then they charged the child up here at this hospital $500, and mine is over $1,000.
No insurance.
He cleaned us up now, but I'll tell you that. And he just got his hospital bill paid last week, a week before last. Which did I tell you about?
You told me last week.
You didn't have insurance, did you?
Mm-mm. No. Neither one of us.
Well, it does set you back, I'm sure.
No, we'll never get it back. No, what we had. Never in this world can we ever accumulate it and get it back. It's been all our lives of making it.
That's too bad.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know anybody else as old as you are that dries fruit and cans pears and apples and makes jelly?
No.
I don't either. I was just looking at all that pretty jelly you'd made in there on the dining room table.
You know what made that?
Apple peels? Well, that's how I make mine a lot of times.
I saved several little pieces that I was making that, but I couldn't get nothing to make that out of.
But it looks real pretty.
You must be a good cook.
He's too sweet. The apples were sweet. I kept trying to get Robert to go get me a dozen crab apples. He wouldn't do it. And never he said, "Well, I'll get 'em. I'll get 'em. I'll get 'em." I said, "I've got to have 'em." And one morning I wanted to make it. Got me a glass of vinegar and poured in it.
I guess that'll work.
I had to make it jelly. You know, it's just so sweet it wouldn't jelly.
I guess vinegar would work. I've used lemon juice, so you learn something new.
I couldn't get no berries and things like that to make jelly out of.
May, did you ever make lye soap?
Made a many of a pot full.
How do you make your lye soap?
I go by the directions on the can.
Well, now, before that, did you ever make it with wood ashes?
My mother did.
Did she?
But I never did make none of the wood ashes. I'd help her, though. Put up her ash hopper, fill it with ashes and pour water on it and drip off the lye. And she'd tend to the grease part of it.
Uh-huh. So you'd take it in and put the grease.
It's lye, but you can't move mine.
What color is it? Yellow?
Sanding brown.
Is it?
Uh-huh.
But now, before you made the soap, before your mother made the soap, did you have to burn hickory wood, or would any wood do it? Any ashes from any wood, or was it a hickory wood? Do you remember?
Yeah, you get it too strong lots of times, and you have to weaken it down if you got right strong ashes.
So you don't want too strong. Is hickory a pretty?
Eat your hand.
Oh, really?
When you're washing.
Is that right?
Had to eat my hand many of a time. You know, just to eat you up and bleed. I like to make soap.
Do you?
Uh-huh.
Do you still make any?
Yeah.
Do you?
When I haven't seen you make it out of. I'm just about out now.
Is that right? But you buy the lye from the store now, don't you?
Mm-hmm. Just buy me a can or two of lye.
Mm-hmm. It does a better job than store-bought soap.
Yeah. I don't like to watch the store soap. You make out of your ash lye is soft. And the soap I make with a store lye is hard.
Is that right?
You can cut it out with a knife. I always cut mine out of the pot when I get it made. They got out of any kettle and they can't make me none now. I left my kettle out and forgot it and full of water and it froze and bust.
Oh my. When you have iron kettle, yeah, they'll do that.
Orange kettle.
Yeah. So you make your own supply of soap then. A batch of it'll last you a pretty good little while, won't it?
it's a 10-gallon jar full out in the granary. Mr. and Mr. Goodman come one evening, and they come to buy a hammer.